Hi, welcome to the Whiskey Chicks podcast. My name is Amy.
And I'm Amy's sister, Suzie.
We are going to be talking to you about Whiskey Chicks. You may ask yourself, what in the world is a Whiskey Chick? Well, it's a term our Nana, our grandmother, used to describe anything and everything, like a doodad or a thingamajig.
For our purposes today, Amy and I have framed Whiskey Chicks as those random moments in life that accumulate over time that compel us to grow, learn, and evolve. Whether it's good, bad, ugly, funny, or sad, with each Whiskey Chick comes a lesson, an aha moment, a lotus blooming from the mud and muck, resulting in wisdom and healing.
Whiskey Chicks have brought us both to a place in our lives where we love ourselves and speak our truths. The last thing Nana said to me before she passed on was, "Be true to yourself, little A." That was the nickname she had for me. The angel spoke straight through her in that moment, and I knew I had quite a journey ahead of me. It was that Whiskey Chick, the last Whiskey Chick she delivered, that set me off on an incredible growth journey. She is the force behind this creative endeavor. We dedicate every Whiskey Chick to her. We're grateful you're here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another podcast episode of Whiskey Chicks. I'm Suzie.
And I'm Amy.
And boy, do we have a... Amy's already laughing. We're going to be wheezing a lot in this episode. We've got a good episode today. It's I don't know. We decided after the phone conversation we had about it earlier that we were going to turn it into a podcast today. So anyway, we promised highly relatable, entertaining content, and this one I feel will not disappoint. But anyway,
it might get a little personal.
It's going to get very personal. Yeah, actually. You're going to learn a couple things.
We're going to get all up in your butt.
Oh,
I snorted.
You did snort. It's okay. I'm not going to edit that out because snorts happen. Anyway, so how do we segue this? You were talking about Scorpio new moons, and yeah, you talk about it.
Yeah. So lately, astrologically, we're coming out of eclipse season.
Astrologically. I can't.
Okay,
we're going to make it through this, I promise.
Stop. You're going to realize in a few minutes why that was funny. We're coming out of eclipse season and a Scorpio new moon, which is very important for releasing that which no longer serves a good purpose in your life or is no longer for your highest good. So eclipses and the Scorpio new moon in particular, about new beginnings, releasing, cleansing, what's really true to you. And again, and that's an important mantra around here. So in this recent, I'm not going to even say the word, astrological climate, I'd been having some really bizarre dreams. And one of them had to do with a huge hailstorm raining down on our grandmother and now mother's home. And I know we looked up the meaning of that, and it's turbulence. And what else did you read, Suzie?
Something about turbulence, like leading to big changes.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you reference like the Tower Tarot card and...
Right. Kind of along those lines.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 nights in a row now, I've had pretty significant dreams, and something's awakened me right at 5:55 in the morning. I mean, like I pop up and I look at the clock, 5:55. And, when you see number sequences like that, it means a couple of things. They're angel numbers typically, trying to get your attention, communicate with you. It could mean that whatever your thought process was in that moment, you're in alignment with the divine plan. Or sometimes the numbers have specific meanings. Like 555 is usually about big changes coming, and the angels, of course, the universe has your back. that sort of thing. So I had that happen 2 mornings in a row after 2 very significant dreams. I woke up, boom, out of the blue, 5:55. So, that being said,
Careful.
I realize, okay, so let's just say this. Spiritually, different parts of our body can mean different things. So there's a lot of belief around being able to heal yourself through uh, mental shifts, mantras, for a lot of different ailments in life. There is a book by Louise Hay, which we will link in the podcast description here. It's called You Can Heal Your Life. And this I've had this book on my shelf for a very long time, and I reference it from time to time because I'm one of those people that tends to have things wrong that Western medicine can never explain. And I think being an empath and being very sensitive, that's a common thing, you know. So you're kind of left to figure it out from a spiritual perspective and just heal yourself. And oftentimes you'll find really interesting and serendipitous links to whatever is going on with your body to what this book says it's about, if that makes sense. So recently I noticed here's where it's
Sorry.
going here's where it's going to get personal.
Here's where the wheezing's going to start.
I have one hemorrhoid and it has been acting up like crazy lately. Okay. Now, I am extremely regular. There's no issues there. That's not irritating it. But for some reason, it's been acting up big time. And Susie and I got to talking today, and without me even saying anything to her, she started saying,
Yeah, so I too have a hemorrhoid. I mean, Amy and I are in our 50s.
we're sisters.
Yeah, we're sisters. We've got twinsy hemorrhoid issues. But, Amy is what I would call she is a first-rate pooper. I mean, she is everybody should poop like Amy. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's
I
true.
resemble that remark.
You really do. And you work hard at it to maintain that title. But, believe me, we're going to talk about poop in another podcast because it's so important. And
the poop scoop, it's where it's at.
The poop that's what, maybe we'll call it the poop scoop episode, the scoop on the poop. But anyway, hemorrhoids actually, are not uncommon for people our age, or if you've had a kid, I understand that you can get a hemorrhoid. But we have, family members that struggle with really bad issues with hemorrhoids and that area of the body. And I'm just going to say it. One of them is our mother. And that's why Amy and I were talking about that because, Amy's had these profound dreams about mom. And then, during the same time frame, all of a sudden out of nowhere, this hemorrhoid that never bothers me all of a sudden is acting up. And it's not painful. It's just I know it's there. I won't go into detail of how I know it's acting up, but I'm, figure it out. But anyway, so Amy starts telling me about these dreams, and I'm just sort of that's so weird because I've been thinking about mom lately because, my hemorrhoid's acting up and XYZ, and it's never doing that. And then I said, I literally said out loud, maybe we made fun of mom one too many times, and now karmically it's literally biting me in the ass. And then Amy's like, you're not going to believe what I'm about to say. And then you said...
And then I said, my hemorrhoid's been acting up too. And I've been having these dreams and stuff. So before I even talked to Susie this morning, the hemorrhoid thing kind of came to me that's odd. So I went to my Louise Hay book, You Can Heal Your Life.
Because your butt was telling you to.
Because my butt was telling me to.
Your roids were a-talking.
There's a section in the book where the problems are alphabetized, and it's anything from body parts to mental conditions to appetite to a number of things. But here's the problem for hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids being the problem, the probable cause, according to Louise Hay, and healing your own body, and a new thought pattern that you can form to help it heal. So hemorrhoids is lumped in with the anus because that's usually where they hang out, no pun intended. But the probable cause is that hemorrhoids in the anus are a releasing point or a dumping ground.
So
So
symbolic.
it is. And there's also fear of deadlines, anger of the past, afraid to let go, and feeling burdened. So there is those are loaded statements with regards to our mom, and just in line with the dreams I've been having lately, and the fact that we're in an astrological environment where we're supposed to be dumping, letting go of things that bother us and trigger us. So I'm thinking, maybe Susie and I are having these hemorrhoids act up because we got to dump something. Let more go about our mom. But the new mantra should be, I easily and comfortably release that which I no longer need in life. That's what Louise Hay says. That's your new thought pattern to uh, reprogram your body so that it doesn't respond in a hemorrhoid way. I guess, for lack of a better
Well, I mean
term.
that's the what you're saying is like if you're someone that doesn't, well, I wouldn't say that you never suffer from whatever hemorrhoids do, but it's just, I mean, here's the beautiful thing about spiritual beliefs. And so I just actually, kind of, for those of you that don't know Louise Hay, I mean, she passed away in 2017. But her belief was that, a person has the power to heal their mind and body through affirmations and positive thinking, mind over matter, right? Basically.
Right.
And, Western medicine has its place too. But if you're having something that is afflicting you, that is something that doesn't normally afflict you, it could very well be a sign from your body connected to spirit or the universe saying like, hey, this needs addressing, or hey, look this up, or, so that's how we interpret things. And, also, like, I believe Chinese medicine does the same thing. I believe Ayurveda also does the same thing. Like, you use other things than pharmaceuticals to help your body nourish itself and heal naturally. But a huge part of that is your soul and your spirit and your connection. So the point is that something as odd as a hemorrhoid is a message from spirit that something needs to be addressed. And I think the dumping part is what gets me. Something needs to be dumped.
Yeah, and it's right in alignment with the dreams I was having about mom. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but in this dream, I felt like the result of the dream created a sense of freedom and liberation for me. All of a sudden, I felt very light, like I'd let off a huge load, essentially.
You dumped.
I dumped.
You evacuated.
So, and then I wake up at 5:55, just with the affirmation that.
But wait, you said you woke up because you heard a squeaky toy.
I did. So there are times when I am sound asleep and I'll hear my name being called, or I'll hear a noise of some sort, and it'll make me just bolt up out of a sound sleep. And with this time, it was like a squeaking noise. It almost sounded like a dog chew toy. And I bolted up and I looked at the clock and it was 5:55. So I was like, whoa, that was amazing. It's like the angel spirit wanted me to wake up and look at the clock and get the message and know that what I was dreaming about and letting go of in my dream, I'm in alignment in a divine way with that. So I wrote down the hemorrhoid mantra, and it's by my bed, and I'm reciting it every night before I go to bed in hopes that this little booger will recede and go bye-bye.
Gonna be interested to see if that, or what, how, I shouldn't say if, is how long that takes, because I mean, the universe responds pretty quickly when you acknowledge its communications.
Might just have to have a post-hemorrhoid podcast.
Yeah, a PS.
A follow-up.
Postscript hemorrhoid follow-up. Oh my God.
But the point is, when we internalize things, when we don't let go of crap, and when we don't release people, things, jobs, whatever from our lives, we internalize things. We can actually make ourselves sick on any different level, whether it's a hemorrhoid or migraines or whatever, gallbladder. I mean, it can, especially if you read Louise Hay's book, really, it can result in affecting a number of different parts of the body. But the beauty of this book is it drills it down by body part and condition. So you know what to go after if, depending on whatever ailment that might be bothering you, you know what to go after. And it's very interesting that it's like right on the money. I've used this book a number of times for this reason, and I've had some huge aha moments around it based on the body part that is acting up or bothering me. And it really does help you to kind of focus in on what you need to heal in that moment, or what's come to the surface, or what you need to work on. So, yeah.
Talk about a pain in the ass. The hemorrhoids.
We had our uncle used to call them roids for short. Roids. Not to be mistaken with a droid.
Didn't he used to say, like, if you had hemorrhoids as a result from diarrhea, he called them rheoroids or something?
Yes.
Probably. We've always excelled in potty humor and the weird structure that we call family. But
it's one of the reasons I enjoy being a dietitian. It's all about the GI tract.
That's true.
It's all about poop scoop.
Yeah.
If you don't have healthy poop, then you have to go after that problem. So anyway, nutritionally.
Amy is a very educated and decorated registered dietitian, and so she's I'm a street smart person. Amy went all the way in college. I dropped out. And here we are. Yeah. But when spirit talks to you and you don't listen, or you haven't, like, maybe you've, like, noticed some signs but you haven't responded, this is where they get you. They get you, like, in something a little more extreme. Like, they got you in the ass. They got you in the hemorrhoids.
Yeah, there's clearly, I do feel, as much as I feel like I've healed around our parents, there is still stuff that needs to be released. And it's a matter of staying open to that, and realizing that you're never done. You're never done. And yeah.
I think it's more just like, I was talking to my boss the other day at work, and we all work in a grocery store, and we're like, well, this isn't our dream job. And my boss is like, why do people say that? She's like, why, who wants a job at all, right? Dream or not. She's like, why can't we just have a dream life? Like, just doing what we want to do that lights us up, that, could possibly sustain us financially, that fulfills us. And that's, part of the reason why we're doing this too. Like, just putting ourselves out in the world, and with no motive, but just sort of seeing what happens. But, it's like, we're not here to suffer. And, you know, we talk about our mom a lot and how she's affected our lives, and our dad too, but not as much as mom. But it's like, I think you and I got to a point where we were sort of like, you know what, even though we were raised to be these people, the struggle from within is coming from the fact that it's not who we are. It's not the authentic people, that the souls that we actually are. And here comes the figuring out bit. And you and I didn't start doing that till it was less than 10 years ago. I
Yeah.
mean, like, really digging into it,
Mm-hmm.
like the meat of it. And because, you have to face a lot of stuff, and, you have to go to a lot of dark places, and you have to have, I've had uncomfortable conversations with myself thinking, like, how can I go through life like not having a close relationship with my mother? And then I realized that's a two-way street, and I can't keep knocking on a door that shuts in my face all the time. Like, it's not good for your soul. So you have to make decisions, even though we love our mother. But I'm off on a tangent right now. But the point is that, when I think of who I am, there's a handful of people currently in my life that I actually don't see being a part of my life long term. Like, they just don't fit in. They're like weaved into my life right now, but I don't see them like continuing the path with me. And that happens with friends, families, lovers, whatever, like pets. It happens. I don't know what this has to do with hemorrhoids, because I went
I
off.
just thought of something else too. We just came off of 11/11,
Oh, true.
November 11th, and so kind of going back to my dreams and the roids and all that. Um, that's a day of manifestation. Numerologically, it's a 22, and that is actually my number is 22. It's a high vibrating number. So it was an important day for me. And, I spent a lot of time manifesting things and dreaming and thinking, but the common theme was I want truth and freedom. And meaning that I just want, at this time in my life, things in my life that are for my true self. And I don't care what happens. I just want the truth. I want people to be true, to tell their truth to me. I want them to be their true selves with me. I want authenticity. I want truth in my path and just in my life in general. And I want freedom. And I mean that not just physical freedom, but freedom from um, anything I've been carrying with me that no longer serves me. And hence the hemorrhoids and the dumping
And the dumping.
and all that. So it's really kind of all connected. I mean, it's been a very interesting last few days, because today is November 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the 11th, this has been going on since the 11th for me, since 11/11 essentially. Another really cool thing happened to me yesterday too, about putting me on my dharmic path, but I won't go into detail about that. But
Yeah, because this is about hemorrhoids,
yeah, really, and dumping.
spiritual meaning, and dumping.
Dumping. But I think the important thing is that none of this happens overnight. None of it. And you just have to open one small door at a time, take one small step, be aware of things that come up, and invest in resources like maybe Louise Hay's book. And there's a million other books out there that Suzie and I will probably bring in here as helpful spiritual tools. But, pay attention, because it's not always that clear cut. I mean, it's not so like, oh, I have hemorrhoid. I just have a hemorrhoid. I just know I need to go get preparation H. No, it might be that you need to heal something inside. You need to change a mindset. You need to rid yourself of something that you're internalizing that is causing this condition.
Right. I mean, if you're having a physical manifestation of something that is ailing you, there's a root cause to that. something internally. That's the final thing that you're seeing is that physical manifestation of it.
Right. So we are making ourselves sick as a society. We really are. And, you know, whatever Susie and I can do to help chip away at that, as minute as it is, um, we hope that, you know, even despite the hemorrhoid discussion, you got something out of this. So I think now's a good time for Whiskachik homework.
We love Whiskachik homework. I mean, I don't even, this like became something so organically that I love that. I think you spat it out in the
I
first
did.
episode. I think that was, ooh, I did.
I'm the scholar, that's
It was
why.
me. I'm the book smart one. Susie's my muse. I'm just kidding. And I mean, it's, what homework do you want to give? Check your roids?
No. Not unless, hey,
Can't
not
help
unless
it.
you're suffering from them. But I think let's talk about release. You know, and this has come up before on Whiskachik homework. But what is it that you can dump or release? What is something that you can let go? Because we have until the end of this month with the Scorpio full new moon to work on releasing. So
And
even
starting
if
as new beginnings, right? It's a
right,
good time for new stuff.
release something old so something new can come in. Maybe you can think of something.
I'm sure people can think of like 10 things that they want to release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So that's the homework.
that's the homework.
That's the homework. Whiskachik. No, I'm not going to come
We
up
hope
with
we
it.
didn't offend anybody today.
If we did, we don't care because this is our podcast and we're going to find out who our real friends are.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
who our real listeners are. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
I know. Anyway, I'm going to put the link for Louise Hay's book in our episode notes if you'd like to check that out. And we thank you for joining us today and putting up with us. And we know what Nana would say.
Be true to yourself.